So here are some key aspects of the NMR spectroscopy. So NMR spectrum of the substance gives the very valuable information about its molecular structure. Hydrogen atom in different environment respond differently to be to the field of each different environment proton produce signal in different position. So here question arises, why should the proton nuclei in different compound behave differently in NMR experiment? So the answer of this question lies with the electrons surrounding the proton in covalent compound and the ions. Since electrons are charged particles, they move in the response to the external magnetic field, that is B0. So as to generate the secondary field that opposite that much stronger to the applied field. The secondary field shield the nucleus from the applied field. So B0 must be increased in achieve resonance. B0 must be increased to the compensate for the induced shielding field. We take the example of the methane, that is the CH4, so which have proton nuclei that move more shielded than those on the lower field. So due to adjacent environment, the each hydrogen or the hydrogen containing on different carbon which gives different value in different compound. So here we can see this CH4 and this CH3 in acetaldehyde gives different signal. So the equivalent proton are these four hydrogen. So this four hydrogen gives only one signal due to its symmetry. So it is having the C1 and C2 axis symmetry. While we consider the non-equivalent proton, the example is acetaldehyde. So here there is no any symmetry. So this CH3 will appear singlet with a different signals or the different resonance in the 1H NMR spectra. So here we can see equivalent proton will show a single signal. So the CH3 will show the single signal while non-equivalent proton shows more than one signals. So this is a short outlook of the interpretation of PMR spectra. So in briefly we learn this phenomena in different presentation. So here we have some key difference. So position, we have to learn the exact position of signal. So it indicate something about the chemical shift and the magnetic environment of the proton. Also we can consider the relative intensity of the signals. So it can give the proportional number of the proton present in that particular compound. We have to also remember this is a very crucial point, that is the splitting of signals. So we have seen in the previous presentation that point is spin-spin coupling. So it indicates the number of near by the nucleus, usually that is the protons. So the peak area proportional to the hydrogen are in each signal. So it give in ratio. So we can differentiate by the counting the ratio or the peak area of the particular signal. So the position of signal in spectrum helps to know the nature of proton. Either it is aromatic or aliphatic, acetylenic, vinylic, or the adjacent to some electron attracting or the electron releasing group. Or we can, in simple language, we can say that electron withdrawing or the electron donating group. So spin-spin splitting occurred only between the non-equivalent protons on the same carbon or the adjacent carbon. So here are some chemical shift values that varies the each proton from another proton. So here we can see this is the RCH3 or the alkyl methyl group. So this kind of proton will appear at the range between 0.9 to 1. And remember, these values are not the constant. So these are the probable value. It may change. Due to the neighboring environment of this particular neighboring group. So here we can see this CH2 is appeared at the 1.2 to the 1.7. So due to this adjacent group, this value has increased and it goes deshielded. So here we can see various protons and its value. So the value of the aldehyde proton is 9.5 and the 10. So you have to remember all these value for your interpretation of the NMR spectra. So it can be easy to interpret the spectra or the values of the NMR. So here we taken the example of this ethyl bromide. So in this compound two peaks appears. So for this CH2 this A peak is appeared, and for this CH3 this B peak is appeared. So here we can clearly see the difference that B peak is appeared at the triplet, and this CH2 appeared as a quartet. So due to this 3 proton, this CH2 or the hydrogen present on this carbon appeared at the quartet, and this because of this CH2 this CH3 is appeared at the triplet, that is the 1.7, and quartet appeared at the 3.4 with 2 hydrogen. So there are wide application of the 1H NMR or the NMR spectra or the NMR technique. So it widely used in structural elucidation. So we in all our syllabus it is used for the structure determination. In inorganic solids or the inorganic compound are investigated by the solid state 1H NMR. For example, calcium hydrated calcium sulfide. So organic solid. So solid in 1H NMR constitute the powerful approach to the investigate the hydrogen bonding and ionize the state of small organic compound, which direct the correlation with the hydrogen bonding length could be demonstrated. So for amino acids and the carboxylic groups. It can also used for determination or the wide study of the peptides and the proteins. In vivo NMR study concerned with 1H NMR spectroscopy of human brain. Many studies are concerned with altered level of metabolites in the various brain diseases. To determine the spatial distribution of any given metabolites detect spectroscopically, and it is also used for the clinical and scientific research. So we know the MRI of the brain or the spinal cord. So in that technique, this is nuclear magnetic technique has used. It also used for the determination of polymers and rubber, examine the hydrogen bonding and the acidity. So here are some key difference between PNMR and 13C NMR. So in study of spin chase proton nuclei in PMR and in CMR, it study the spin change of the carbon nuclei, while chemical shift range in PMR is very low, that is 0 to 14 ppm, while chemical shift range in the 13C NMR is very wide, that is 0 to 240 ppm or also you can call it as a 240 delta. So in PMR we use the continuous wave method, while in 13C NMR we use Fourier transform technique. PNMR is a very slow process, while the 13C NMR is fast process. Coupling constant range is between 0 to 15 Hz in 1H NMR, while the coupling constant range in between 125 and 250 Hz for the 13C NMR. Peak overlapping seems to be complex in these PMR samples, while there is no overlapping is seen in 13C NMR. So due to this small range, the peak overlapping is appear, and due to the wide range of the uh, frequency, there is no overlap in 13C spectra. Under the area under the peak is considered for the determination of the uh, strength or the signal strength of the particular peak, while the area under the peak will not consider in 13C NMR. TMS is peak singlet in PNMR, while in the 13C NMR, TMS peak is appeared at the quartet. The effect of substitution on adjacent carbon atom can vary the chemical shift values. So we see that the different environment of the adjacent carbon or the adjacent hydrogen will effect on the proton NMR spectroscopy, while the effect of substitution on adjacent carbon atom may not vary in chemical shift. So, solvent peak is not observed in PMR, while the solvent peak observed in 13C NMR. Thank you so much.